Double Diamond Railroad back after a lot of work on Saturday, working until 11 o'clock last night, a little bit after 11 from the afternoon on. But we finished it out, but I'm not happy with it. Going to do more work, tear out to make it better. Yard ladders in, got some cars in, put some realism look back there, but back here, the same old problem I've had. Right there where the shims are, off that switch, off the lead switch. Okay, off the lead switch right there, that piece. Put that piece in there. Took me 2 different cuts to get it. And still too short on this side a little bit. Maybe an 1/8 inch. So I spaced the rail. But I got the incline worked out. The problem is, it's that tight low curve. You're coming off a straight line from the switch, going right into the curve. Mating up to that is not good at the curve joint right there. Right there on that joint. That is the problem. So I had to put some panel nails down in, shift it over. You can see it there on this side, holding the curve out, and then back here at the back, right there at the joint, I had to bend the rails. They were pushed down and smashed from tearing it up. And so I got that one raised, pushed the other one down the back, and then had to swing them toward us to take the curve out of it. It's too much. It's throwing it to the outside, so it's making a jog. When you came through there, it jogged real tight. I watched the trucks, it kept derailing. The front trucks would be curving nice. All of a sudden, they just turned left like at the joint. So I had to bend the rails there to get those straightened out. That worked. That solved it. But I'm not going to live with that because that's going to shift. That's a bad spot back there on a layout joint. Right through that line right there. Got a little bit of a height change. You're on the curve. The joiners are on the curve. I hate that. So I think with my Pico track, I can go start a clean piece of Pico right here at the end of the switch and go all the way around a continuous curve, go all the way back, bring it back to the straight, and somewhere connect back there on the straight part. Don't know if it'll reach where the joint is now. That'd be great if it did. You see my condo igloo back there, still there. Haven't seen any ants now for 3 weeks, now that it started freezing, thawing and stuff. So there we are. That is a problem place, and that is going to be, it's going to have to soak that ballast. That's really in there. Tear that all out again. I did it 3 years ago. I took it out and rebuilt it because the switch went bad back here. But we didn't have long enough track then to make the swing. This time we're going to start it from the switch end, make it a continuous piece. Hopefully it'll go around, take tape measure or later, pin the track up on top, and we'll see what happens. Okay, we're going to give you a demo. I ran through this last night at high speed, twice the yard limit, about 19-20 miles an hour through the switches. So we're going to do some testing, do a Vinny test on a new construction. Even though I'm going to replace that over there and make it better. You do all this work, you might as well make it right. Not have to get it done, then have a good yard and have a bad lead out there on the main. Took momentum out just to save time. That's 10. Oop, got a problem with the car there. That Southern car's got a truck problem. Okay, messed up there. It wasn't the car. Had a switch that was wrong. Fouled it on, jumped on the switch and derailed on the next one. Too early here. I mean, it's not early, it's almost 11, but the brain isn't working. Need more coffee. That's 10 miles an hour at least. Oh, Wayne. Told you I'm not awake yet. Thought I was. Lot to manage right now. Switches, controller, camera. Dropped it. Okay, we'll try this again. He's still jumping off. He is bad. Slow him down too fast for me to follow. Missed. There we go. Got them in there with the whole string in. So there was switching every track. I had trouble with that one car. Obviously, I got to change the trucks on it. I got more. Put some new ones on there. I should put the wheels on that I have, the metal wheels. Try that instead. Same thing on this tank car. Okay, so there we have it. Now, I did have the same problem I had when I did the other yard. I had a big short in there, and it was on selector 4 and 5 on this side. So this whole side is cross-wired too, compared to the rest of which doesn't make sense. I'm going to have to rebuild some switches. I don't understand how the Atlas worked all this time. I put these power routing in, InsoFrogs, and all of a sudden I got a dead short. Even though the wiring scheme was the same, but the wires are different colors, but the wiring scheme was the same. I don't get that at all. It blows my mind, especially at 11 o'clock at night. So I clipped the last 2 leads that were black on there. I had to convert them to white and rewire the selector switches down here. That bus wire coming in, that's the problem. Where it's coming from, I gotta go back, trace back to the other one on Central Yard and tie into there. Just splice it into whatever that's on, it'll work fine then. Start putting all my drops back. So I guess I'll tear out that next track. And sorry about that. Tear out the next track, make it right, get all the track down, get everything secured. Then I'll start dropping wires. Because the switches are power routing. They're doing what they should. But I'd still like to be able to select the power. Because last night I had to come over here and kill everything except one track and program on it. So I want to be able to do that when you got DCC engines. Okay, there we go. Wrap it up. It's long enough. And so the work goes on. Boy, it's a lot of work. Yesterday's really tough. Reaching to the far corner, that's a tough spot. And that rear track isn't going to be any fun either, getting that out and relaying. Getting it out's one thing, but, you know, a lot of tear up is hard to do, but laying back in precisely, you can't see back there. It's hard. You can't sight the lines. I like where it lines up to the switch, so it's really hard. I have to do it to my camera. Hold it up there and try to get an aerial shot of it looking down. But if I get the joint right at the switch and curve around that way, it'll be straight at the switch. Then I can take my curve out just a hair wider to help ease it off. And it should be good. Get it right. Then it's down to getting the wiring right. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. Have a good Sunday. Go Browns. Have a good afternoon. Double Diamond Railroad out.